everyone, I am Mulbre of the Mulberry Pack and welcome to Wolvden. So while we look at some screenshots of wolves I've chased this week, let's talk about what we'll be doing in today's video, and that is looking at a project that I started that I'm not entirely sure if I shared on video. We'll be doing some decorating, clearing out some more den space as that is an ever-present issue, as well as talking about my pup sitter project, and then of course the usual this week in Wolvden and all that good stuff. So let's get rolling. Okay, so here's the project. This is also going to be our featured quote-unquote wolf. So it is my Raise and Chase Hetero Enclave project. I started this because I am not going to be breeding puppies for a couple weeks. I have 1 week left on my not breeding hiatus break, whatever you want to call it, but I decided to take that break because space was an ever-present issue, and I kept wanting to keep every single wolf that I was breeding, and then it would just resulted in me having to get rid of wolves I didn't actually want to get rid of. And then it was just a big mess. So I was like, and then I also wasn't doing stat gains like I wanted to. So that was like, I was losing all of my hard work because I wasn't getting wolves to level 20 before breeding them. So I was like, during this 2-week break, that is going to be my opportunity to raise up stats, just clear out the den naturally so I don't have to get rid of wolves I don't want to get rid of. But in that meantime, I still need to keep my pup sitters busy. And I still need something to keep myself busy. So I was like, okay, I'll go to the Enclave and I will adopt hetero-eyed wolves. I'll keep track of how many of each time I'm adopting, and it'll just be fun to kind of get all of those out there in the Raise and Chase pool, kind of see what other people are breeding, maybe see some cool statistics on just how many of each kind that there is. But it also gives my pup sitters something to do so they can keep gaining their own levels. Let's look at here. I will resell puppies out of this den, but the point of this project isn't necessarily to resell them. But I do ask for 50 silver just to cover adoption and food costs. But I don't actually, I'm trying to adopt higher gens. So I'm trying to avoid Gen 2 puppies because those are typically going to be more desirable if somebody wants that for their project. So anything like 3, 4 and above I'm adopting, but that's why that's there. I didn't get them to resell them, I got them to Raise and Chase, but if somebody does want them, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you were too slow. Statistics. So far I've noticed Husky and Hazel, specifically in that order, is I think the most common hetero eye. So this 6 here only represents the ones I've adopted. This 6 does not represent the ones I have passed over. And I would say every time I've gone to the Enclave, there's probably at least 6 or more Husky and Hazel-eyed wolves in the Enclave. But there's been a lot. There's been a lot. And these are just the ones I haven't adopted. Like, these are the ones I have adopted. There's dozens and dozens of more that I haven't. Then we got some blue and brown, red and storm, smoke and bone, black and white, bio, teal and blue, bio, blue and indigo, bio, indigo and teal, amber and gray, somnium and selenium, and yellow green. And the other most common hetero eye I've noticed is smoke and bone. So Husky and Hazel is definitely in the lead, followed by smoke and bone, followed by black and white. Those are the 3 most common hetero eyes. The most rare, surprisingly enough, has been yellow-green. Now, you could argue somnium and selenium. Okay, you could argue somnium, selenium, but that is a relatively new hetero eye, so I'm not really like counting it in, the rare pool because it is relatively new. But yellow-green, which has been around for ages, absolutely ages, and I've only found 1. And I would have kept it for my private dens, but since I am going for higher generations, I'm really only looking for Gen 2 at the moment for wolves that I want to keep in my den. I'm also not including the bio, teal and blue, and all of that because I had a whole bunch of puppies from my mother's stud because I was trying to mass breed that hetero eye. And then Red and Storm, I saw some, I just haven't picked any up. Here's what we have so far. And I do have some lilacs with hetero eyes, which I think is going to be really exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing if somebody finds that in the wild. But yeah, this is just what I have so far. Kind of what I'm doing to entertain myself. I would say the Somnium and Selenium and the Yellow Green were probably my two most like, oh my gosh, this is exciting moment when finding them in the Enclave. But unfortunately, the Yellow Green is Gen 11, which I am not ready for Gen 11. Maybe in like by the end of the year, I'll be ready for Gen 11. But right now, that's just too high. And then the Somnium was G4, which I'm not ready for. This is what I've been doing. I do have one puppy in my den who needs to be sorted into it. And this baby is... oh, it's a Yellow Green. Okay. It's just kind of what I do is I come here. Oh, it's a Gen 2. I might have to keep this one for myself. I am still going to slot it into that cave, just so that way it's there for the records. And then when it grows up, I'll decide from there. Enclave project, update it. Go to the cave. And I'm doing this every single time because otherwise I'll forget. It's like every time I add a puppy, I update the list and then we go from there. But I'm in the mood to go to the Enclave. Let's see what the Enclave has. 85 pages. Okay, I can do 85 pages. I am going to zoom in a little bit, so it might get blurry for everyone. See how it's looking. Oh, that's not too bad. Oh, that's okay. This is what we've got. This is what we got to work with. I have to zoom in. I am both young and old at the exact same time. Oh, we have an amber gray on a very lovely blue puppy, and it's Gen 6, so it's perfect. Oh yeah, we're gonna bring you home. What is your base? Oh, there's cerulean. All right, so we got our first one. I only have so many pair bonds, so I can only do so many, but see, here we have a husky hazel, and here we have a white and black. So I'm not going to do the husky hazel because it's Gen 2. But I think... let me look at this one. This almost looks like rhyme base. Hard to say. It is black and white. Or white and black, I should say. No, I think I'm going to pass up on this one. And I just closed the Enclave. Oh, here we have another white and black. But this one's Gen 15. There's a couple Gen 15s. Oh, see, here's Smoke and Bone. A Gen 3 Smoke and Bone. This one's Smoke and Bone as well. That's why I zoomed in, because it's really hard to see some of these ones. But we're going to go for this one that has the spots. It is Gen 3. Oh yeah, that'll be a nice one to raise and chase. Oh my goodness, seven marks in a T2 base. This is going to be an absolutely gorgeous one to raise and chase. And then we have a couple Gen 15s. You know what? Let's go for this one. I think this Gen 15 here with the white and black is actually kind of cute. We're going to get that one. Oh, and they gave us a stoat. How sweet. Oh, it's the red smudge with the red butcher. Interesting. Some nice sapphire-eyed and storm-eyed. Oh, here's another Smoke and Bone. It's like on one hand, if I adopt everything quickly, I don't have to spend a lot of time looking. But on the other hand, it's like, what if there's eyes I haven't gotten yet? Some of these puppies, I look at them and I always wonder, it's like, what kind of project is somebody working on that these were the rejects, you know? Like, is it the base that made it a reject? Did it not have enough markings? Did it have the wrong markings? Oh, there's another Dorchis, but this one's Gen 20. So if we were doing the Dorchis, that'd have been a good one. Okay, here's a couple. Actually, here's 3. All right. Gen 3s and a Gen 4. We're going to adopt them just because it's been such slim pickings. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can do 6 puppies. So we'll get these 3. And then that'll leave us 3 more. It's just been such slim pickings. I can always make more pair bonds, but I've been trying to like keep within the pair bonds that I already have rather than making more. I did make a pair bond just for... Ooh. I'm so tempted. It's a factor. It's a hetero eye factor, and it is Gen 30, so it fits perfectly into like my high gen requirement. But it's got the wispy eyes, and that's the next hetero I want to work on, is the wispy eyes. And I do have applicators for it. Okay, I gotta remember 32, page 32, because I might go back for that puppy. If I don't find any other hetero eyes, I'm gonna go back for that puppy just so I can raise and chase that one, even though it's a factor and not actually a hetero. Because I think the last time I checked, there was only 2. Yeah, because we did check one day. Yeah, we did. We did it on video and everything. And there was only like 2 wolves that had that hetero. And so I wanted to work on that one. So it's like chasing the factor would definitely help, because then I could have a G1 with it. Oh, here we go. Gen 19 blue and brown. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So we need 2 more. The eyes. Okay, this is a smoke and bone. This is absolutely a smoke and bone. I'm going to adopt this one just to get something different. It's a T2 base, so that's something. And it was a Gen 3, so we can adopt it. But we're down to 1 last adoption. Okay, so for the final puppy we've picked up, it is going to be a blue and brown with a nice walnut base, some cute markings like silver lupos, and some moonbow skin and nose. I think it's really cute. It's a good one to end off at. That will be all of our puppies for today's Enclave collection. Look at all them puppies. And we are going to work on this one at a time. We'll start with this one. All right, blue and brown is now up to 5. Okay, so we've done our adopting for the day, and now here are our new numbers. Husky and Hazel is up to 7. Blue and brown is up to 5. Still only 1 red and storm. We have 7 smoke and bone now, 6 black and white, 3 bio teal and blue, 1 bio blue and indigo, and 1 indigo and teal. Then we have 6 amber gray, 1 somnium and selenium, and 2 yellow green. So we did add a yellow green because we got that a couple days ago. Found a lot more amber gray. And so from these numbers, it looks like there's more, like amber gray is really common, but that's just because every time I see one, I adopt it. And we saw just how many husky hazels and black and white I passed up just to get to where we are here. But let me get them all pup sitters. So this is my level 20 pup sitter challenge. I'm trying to get a pup sitter up to level 20 who is only ever a pup sitter. It's been a week and they are level 5. So it's not going great, honestly. It's not going great. I have discovered a few things. I'm still contemplating some others. So what I have discovered is, yes, they need to be pup sitting. The number of pup sitters, or the number of puppies that they're watching, does not have an impact on their energy. So whether it's 1 puppy or 4 puppies, they will still always be at 80% energy. You can lower it beyond that 80%, like by having them do lessons, but it'll only regen up to that 80%. So that was interesting to figure out. So you don't have to wait for rollover to happen for them to get more energy. It will come back just only up to 80%. I have not figured out yet if more puppies equals more experience. Currently, this one is sitting on 2 puppies. We're sitting on 2 of them right now. Once this wolf gets up to 100 proficiency, I'll try to get them to pup sit more. But right now, they're just sitting on 2. What I did learn was the most efficient way for doing lessons with the pup sitter. If we come to pup training here, begin a lesson. Let's just grab this one. So the number of puppies that we teach lessons to doesn't matter. It could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 4. The experience does not change. I have been doing it in batches of 2 just to kind of like move through the puppies a little bit faster. But out of all of these lessons, beginner foraging, the 2-hour lesson, is your best bet. It gives the most experience to time, because we could do the hunting basics, but the problem with the hunting basics is my wolf doesn't qualify for that. You can't see what I'm looking at here, but the drop down menu here, she doesn't pop up, and that is because they have to have a certain level of skill and experience in order to do the 3-hour lessons. So duration 3 hours, required role hunter or mentor. Same with working together, leader or mentor, hiding. So hiding, we could do the 3-hour hiding, pup sitter or mentor. So we can work on that. But for like energy to time to XP gain, beginner foraging has been what I've been doing, because the item it requires is the herb, which we have a lot of now thanks to the update. But it gives more experience than the 1-hour lessons. And since we have to wait for that 80 energy to regen anyways, I just found doing foraging, especially during the work week, has been the best for me. Well, let's do the... yeah, because there's the speed, the 3-hour speed that we can do. Strength we can't do. And wisdom we can't do. So we only have really the 2 lessons that are good for us. And that is hiding and beginner foraging. So let's do a hiding. Yeah, we have enough energy for the hiding. So we'll do the 2 puppies with the hiding lesson. And then we'll check on them in 3 hours. Maybe. But I've been doing the 2-hour herbalism one mostly. And that's pretty much all the update I have for this. Just level 5. It took a week to get here. Her stats are pretty decent. I'm not mad at her stats. It's just the level. It's the level part that I was really trying to focus on. And so her stats are going up because she's getting stats from the puppy lessons, but her level isn't going up, which could bring an interesting question into this. Could this be the new stat gaining strategy? Because I have been seeing like users who try to do guarna-less stat gain. So now I'm kind of wondering if having a wolf be purely a puppy trainer could be the new stat gaining strategy. Probably not. Probably not. This game is like 5 years old, and I imagine somebody would have already figured that out if it was a thing. All right, hopefully everybody's sorted out now. I do have a funny bug though. So this wolf here, this lovely smoke-eyed dusty wolf, they are currently listed in a trade. However, this trade is no longer available. And the problem is, I had this wolf who ran away. Okay, they ran away. So then it canceled the trade. However, it didn't actually cancel the trade. It says that all of these wolves are still in the trade, and now I can't cancel it. And even after I recalled that puppy, because I paid the 100 silver to get them back, it still didn't fix the trade issue. So now I have a wolf that I can't, because it won't let me chase this wolf either. It's busy in a trade. So I can't even chase it. I'm gonna have to do a mod ticket, but I'll do that later. But in the meantime, I need to get rid of 3 wolves. Now I could do 3 from my raise and chase dens. But it's like, I have such a hard time getting rid of my raise and chase wolves because like I put in all that work and effort to get them to that point where they could be raised and chased. And now I have to get rid of them. It bothers me. I don't know why it bothers me, but it bothers me. And I don't think I have anybody else that I want to get rid of. Yeah, I like everyone I have. I don't want to get rid of anyone. I was thinking about getting rid of one of my sharks though, because I have a G3 shark. Even though I've spent money on her, I do have... No, I'll keep her around. I think I'm just gonna have to get rid of puppies. So I get rid of 3 and I get this one fixed so I can actually chase it. That'll have to be what it is. Now, as for the decor that I was talking about, I wasn't necessarily talking about decorating anyone, although we do have Chrissy's mate who needs to be decorated, Vez Selkip, but I also wanted to show off 2 of my decorations that I've done. So these are my walker spawn. This one is Crossed Storm. They are a 1k plus stat chromium. They're Gen 2. I did add a few markings to him. He got Kin Mosaic and Kin Freckles, as well as White Irish added to him. And I think he came out absolutely adorable. I gave him a little nose ring to kind of match his eye color, and he got a little wolf companion. With this one, I wanted to add dappled light to his coat. However, the problem with the dappled light is it focuses so strongly on your wolf that when you add in any other animals, they don't interact well with that particular lighting. So this is what is like, okay, we'll just have to stick with this sort of darker understory kind of thing happening here. And then we have Stormile. This one took a minute to try and figure out. This one took a big freaking minute. But they are sort of underwater ocean themed. So I gave them a bony fishtail. And I was working on a piece of art for this wolf because I felt inspired. So I was trying to draw a picture. I'm going to stick to doing that in my off time. I've been having an issue lately where there's like a lot of things I want to do, but I'm having a hard time deciding which thing I should commit my time to, you know? It's like I gotta record video games, but then I want to draw, but then I got stuff to do in real life, but then I want to play my wolf game, but then I want to play other games like Kingdom Come Deliverance. And it's just like, oh, so much to do and not enough time to do any of it. Let's decorate Vez Selkip, which is his parents' names backwards. So his partner, she is a berry farmer. All right, so he needs the berry background. And then we'll give him, ooh, he can have the blackberry earrings. Okay, so we'll give him this brown pouch, right? Because they need something to put the berries in. So if we give him the brown pouch, that'll give him something to put his berries into. All right, everyone in this family gets an orange slice, so we'll go ahead and do that. I was thinking these silver medallions, but now that I have it, I'm like, oh, maybe not. I do need to do an orange wolf one of these days. Just type in the word orange and go crazy from there. So this is what he's going to look like. I think this is the finished look. We've added some different texture. We've got him some butterflies. He's got some nice decor. I think he'll make a good pairing for our Chrissy. And there he is. Look at him. Gorgeous. Gorgeous baby. And here's his mate for comparison. I think she's beautiful. I bought this bag from the custom decor. Isn't it cute? Like, isn't that amazing? Oh, it inspires the soul. Look at the den real quick. Let's get just an overview of the den here. Here we are. And I am still trying to keep to everybody who's pair bonded has the same den as their mate. I did work on Corey though. So Corey is the son of Abassi II. So he's the son of a raffle stud. He has Sterling Salander, Salt Merle, Silver Wraith, and White Merle Heavy. He did have, I believe it was Black Wraith, Black Ghast. He had Black Ghast, and I removed it because that was a T3 marking, and I am not allowing T3 markings in this den. So he did get a little bit of a makeover. I haven't decided yet who I'm going to pair him to. He is completely unrelated to the wolves in this den. So as of this moment, he can pair with pretty much anybody. I do have a single female, this little lady right here. She is snow base with some very nice marks. So he could pair with her. I think they make a cute pair. But I'm not entirely sure yet. Because I think I think a bunch of these are no longer breeding. However, Chrissy, yeah, she's gonna go into heat in 6 rollovers. Chrissy has 2 breedings left on her. So Chrissy and Veskelkip. I think Pickles is done. I know Mustard Stain is done. I think we'll get breedings from Deliverance. Yeah, Deliverance should still have some breedings left in her. So we'll see who he gets paired up with. I think I want to wait until I have a few more options for pairing him with. Not because I don't like this puppy. I think this puppy is gorgeous. It's just that she doesn't have the eyes. Her eyes are gray. And so if I do use her to go to the next generation, I am losing the Smoke and Bone. So we'll contemplate that. I still have plenty of time to work on that one. But now that we've shown off the Raise and Chase den that I'm working on, we did a little decorating, cleared up some den space, and updated on the pup sitter. We're going to go ahead and move on to This Week in Wolvden and the Acorn Tracker. But I'm not going to do any organizing like I normally would with all of my puppies for the cell den. I'll go ahead and do that off recording. Let's go to the news here. So we just our regular news. However, it does have a little something extra. But first, we have the official raffle, which I think was a very lovely, well-stocked raffle. It's all breeding items and a little bit of energy, but mostly some breeding items. A couple, maybe like an aniseed to go chasing, but they went with a breeding item theme, which I think was really nice. So make sure to get your ticket. And we have the raffle stud. So the previous one with the hetero azure and indigo eyes has already been sent off for people to breed to him. I did not win, unfortunately. I don't know if I'm going to try and find a puppy from him this time. I do and I don't want to find a puppy from him. But let's go check out the new one. I think I've already gotten my breeding. I did, that's right. Because I remember looking at him and I was like, oh my gosh, he's gorgeous. Like, he's not my typical thing that I breed for, but he does have a special dark combo base called Sap, which I did not know existed. And then he's got really nice markings. He's got a lot of like auburn and henna with white. And he's very gorgeous. Very lovely. So, Horologium? That's a word. That's definitely a word. But there is also a poll to vote on. A new poll has been added to vote on. We're seeking your input on a potential storyline for the Cryptid event. This would be 2027 at the soonest. You can cast your vote here. So this is for next year. But if it says, if we were to add a storyline for the Cryptid event, what would you like to see? The first option is, I want it more serious with fantasy elements like November and October. You must stop the cryptids from causing chaos and cataclysms and restore balance to nature. Versus the second option being, I want something more lighthearted like February and April. Aliens? Conspiracy theories? Are they actually cryptids or is it an illusion? I voted for the more lighthearted version, but it seems like we are getting outvoted really, really strongly for the more serious event. So if you have an opinion on this, be sure to cast your vote before it's too late. But that is the news. And now we've got the Acorn Tracker. Oh my goodness. There's 3 pages. Ooh, we're spoiled for choice. All right, we have a single acorn for 100 silver. Single for 125. This is a bundle of 5 for 550, so that's 110. Let's sort by buyout here. So the lowest is 100 for a single. Okay, and this pack of 5. So it looks like 100 is the low end, 125 is the high end. So let's go ahead and get that. Here is our acorn tracker for this week with a low of 100 and a high of 125 for an individual acorn. We are in the slow season of Wolvden where not as many people are playing, and we are in a time where there's absolutely no events happening. So this is just going to reflect sort of a typical Wolvden experience, I want to say. So we've definitely, we are seeing a very solid trend throughout the weeks, because we've been tracking this for what, 3 months, 4 months at this point? Quite a long time, however long 16 weeks is. I think that's 4 months. Just about 4 months we've been tracking the acorn. And it is very solidly 125 at high, 100 at the low. That seems to be very solid average with the occasional outlier. I know there's been a couple times where I was like, I am not recording that, because it was like, no. But I do have an important update regarding the acorn tracker. This is going to be the last week we are tracking acorns on this particular graph. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything, but we are going to move on to a new tracker. And that is just because this one, there's a lot of things I feel are missing from this tracker to get the full proper picture. I want to include events as they happen. I want to include like number of trades, like how many pages are there. There's just a lot of information I feel is really missing from this graph that needs to be added. So we're going to do a bigger, better, hopefully more fun. Maybe we'll track a couple different things. Maybe we'll just track something different. I'm open to suggestions. If there's anything in particular you all want to see tracked, just kind of let me know what you want to see. And then also just a few things I want to point out regarding the tracker is like, these are the trades that haven't sold. You know, this is like something with the Wolvden market I feel I've constantly been touching on, like going back and forth here, is it's like always the answer when somebody asks what's something worth is to go check the market, see what somebody else is listed for, and then base your price accordingly. And it's like, okay, but who says their price gets to set my price? You know? And then it's just kind of... And then you also got to understand that if it's on the market for you to use as a basis for your price, that means it hasn't sold. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a good price, but that's like a whole video in of itself. So there's just a lot of things I want to change about this. So it's going to be bigger. It's going to be better. Look forward to it in the next video. But for now, ranting and raving aside, I feel like I've done quite a bit of that in this video. Let's look at the lovely Tefiti, all grown up in her glory. So for today, we did do quite a few things. We did some Raisin Chase update, did a little decorating, got some den space, upsetter update. We did the news for this week. We did the acorn tracker for this week. For ending announcements, I am always looking for wolves to feature. So if you have a wolf you'd like me to feature in the beginning of one of my videos, leave a comment down below saying that you're going to send me a DM, then send me a message on Wolvden with a link to the wolf you'd like featured. And then there's also, I am always looking to expand on my This Week in Wolvden segment. So if there's anything you would like to add to those announcements, whether it's a fun story, maybe you decorated a wolf, maybe you had an achievement that you're excited for, the only thing I will not do is advertisements. So I will not do sales ad, I will not do raffle ads, unless they are free. If it's a 100% free, then I'll consider it. Otherwise, the only thing I won't do is sales. And I think that's all for my... Oh, I do have one other announcement. I'm still looking for artists who are willing to do thumbnails. I'm trying to collect many artists that are interested in this sort of project. So as I'm needing thumbnails done, I can reach out to whoever's available. So if this is something that interests you, please post in my forum, letting me know that this is something you would be interested in doing. That's all my announcements for this week. So thank you guys for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, have a positive day. Bye-bye.